Has anybody been reading the last 3 days about our governor, Cockwomble, who's out on his tour?
He's having an adventure.
He really is.
Yeah.
He's went from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Yeah.
And he's positioning himself as apparently he believes he's the front runner for 2028. And the New York Times, of course, reports on him like he's a serious candidate.
Right.
They ignored the fact that the state of Minnesota is failing miserably, and it's his fault. And it turns out that an Alpha News reporter, are you getting ready for this, Reavers?
Yep.
An Alpha News reporter walked around Lake Harriet, I think yesterday. And it was a very crowded, as you can imagine, Lake Harriet yesterday. Beautiful day. Can you imagine how beautiful yesterday would have been without the Canadian fires?
Oh, stunning.
Because I'm
hot.
sure there wasn't a cloud in the sky.
I mean, there was little. It would have been too hot.
Well, not for city dwellers. And anyway, she has the microphone, and it's typical man on the street stuff, but her question was all about Walz, and I think you can even see it when we play it. And it's just interesting, that's all. It's just interesting.
I'm Simone Harms with Alpha News. Today we are asking people about their thoughts on Governor Walz. Do they like his policies, and what are his biggest accomplishments? Here's what they have to say. Are you a fan of Governor Tim Walz?
Yes.
Why is that? What's his biggest accomplishment?
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised as his answer.
The free lunches at schools. There's become a real villainization of our police force. I don't think that's fair.
I love Governor Tim Walz.
Okay, what's his biggest accomplishment?
Services for disabilities if he doesn't cut them this year.
What is something he has done that you don't appreciate?
I think handling the George Floyd.
What has Governor Walz done that you do not appreciate?
Well, the lockdowns when we had COVID.
A couple of years ago, the whole party went crazy, spending way too much money, and now they're gonna have to cut back and deal with it.
Are you a fan of Governor Tim Walz?
Not particularly. And I'm a Democrat, but he's a little too liberal for me.
Trump recently, he has decided to cut taxpayer-funded health care for illegal immigrants. What's your take on that?
Just to do a basic cut across all of it it's just irresponsible.
What if I told you that that's actually Governor Walz who recently did that?
I saw that Governor Walz had to do some compromising and so on and so forth to see what's going on with this budget and all.
Trump recently decided to cut taxpayer-funded health care for illegal immigrants. What do you think about that?
I think that's wrong.
What if I told you that Governor Walz was actually the one to cut taxpayer-funded health care for
No, I did hear that. And that's a matter of the budget. I heard that he has to do that.
Hey, what are your thoughts on Governor Tim Walz?
They're interviewing a dog.
Why don't you like him?
That's cute. That's fun. Yeah.
Great, thank you for your answers. Do you like Governor Walz's policy on free tampons in schools?
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think that it's necessary or normal. They're for women only. Are you talking about in the boys' bathroom?
Correct.
Yeah, because it's kind of obvious.
Trump recently has been called a fascist by Governor Walz. How do you feel about that?
I would agree with that. The whole January 6th thing, pardoning all those people who were convicted by the jury, and so they did not have to serve their term, that would be fascism.
He calls Trump a fascist. What do you think about this?
Probably an understatement.
Why is Trump not a fascist?
Because he's for all of the people. He's for all people.
What has he done that makes him for all of the people?
For one, no tax on tips, and he's working on reducing taxes for everyone. He's taking care of the border, which I knew he would do, and that's very important to me.
I don't disagree, but I don't think it's, what do I want to say, mature of any politician to call each other names.
Do you like that Governor Walz called Trump a fascist?
Yes, he is a fascist. I taught U.S. history and American government for 15 years. He is a fascist.
I think him saying something like that of our leader is dangerous. Our job is to help our people find common ground and how to follow well, and then how to lead out in our own communities.
Well, I I know what I take from that.
What do you take from it, Joe?
Minnesotans are hesitant to have strong opinions about things. Those were all very reasoned answers and hypocritical as hell.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay if it's bad if Trump does something. It's okay if Walz does something.
Because there's a different intent
Yeah.
behind it, obviously. Right.
The whole Walz deal, am I missing something? What am I getting wrong? He shows no signs of stopping this tour on which he pats himself on the back and believes he is some sort of important male figure in the country that can redeem the Democratic Party. And he's telling people now to be meaner against the administration. And I don't know anyone who takes him seriously. Can he be that obtuse to believe that he is well regarded? I'm missing something.
Is he being strung along, Joe, by the party, or is somebody within the party encouraging him?
I think the party might be in such desperate straits that they actually believe that he's a better front man than, say, AOC.
Okay, then what he's doing, that something I really don't understand, is he's out on tour and he's slamming his own party.
Yeah.
He's yelling at the Democrats for mistakes they made and the direction they're going. That really seems ill-advisable to me. I mean, that's what's happening, or what did happen, among the Republicans and conservatives.
I think he's positioning himself to suggest that had he more free reign in the campaign, they wouldn't have lost.
You know, it's ego-based then.
Yeah,
that makes sense, Joe. Yeah.
But why is he doing this? He's the governor of this state.
Which has no budget right now, and he's in the Carolinas and then in California.
Right.
I think Glenn is telling him, hey, you got a shot, big boy.
Somebody for sure is feeding that to him.
Yep.
Well, then I'm missing something. I realize that the electorate might not be as informed as it should be, but you're not informed enough to know that this guy's a complete cockwomble?
But could it be a positive thing in that, or a blessing in disguise, I should say, because he was never criticized outside of this show and some other outlets.
I know, I don't get
more
it.
than he ever was when he was running as the vice presidential nominee.
Look up cockwomble again for new listeners. I want to give the definition. They think that I might be using a profanity or what have you. It's an actual word.
Name and origin, please.
It's an actual word, and it just suits him to a T. It was sent to us by an emailer.
This is from definitions.net. The dictionary... Okay. Now it just did a pop-up. So, person, usually male, prone to making outrageously stupid statements and or inappropriate behavior while generally having a very high opinion of his own wisdom and importance.
Hey, you couldn't come up with a better definition.
No, that's
for him.
spot on.
That's it.
Don't you think part of what's fueling him, though, I know he still polls really well here in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he just looks at that and goes, oh, yeah, people love
Hot dang, I'm doing good.
Yeah, I just pulled up another new poll from April, a Morning Consult Pro poll.
Is this a Minnesota poll?
No, it's a national poll.
National poll, and they say what, John?
Shows 55% of Minnesota voters approve of Walz's job performance. Similar to, well, even 1 point higher than the 54% approval he got before the presidential race. And the KSTP poll from back in February is 52-44 approval.
Wow.
So does he just look at that and go,
Then you know what? Then we're the ones off track. We're off track. We're not appreciating his greatness. We're not appreciating his leadership abilities.
John,
we're not appreciating his fiduciary sense of refinement. We just don't appreciate
We don't get
the
it.
guy.
Wow.
We don't get it.
John, what were the numbers again?
the Morning Consult was 55 approve higher than before the presidential election, which was 54%. The KSTP survey in February of this year, 52% approval, 44% disapproval.
To our listeners around the country and all ships at sea, and I think we're heard down in the Antarctic and we're heard in Europe and
Anguilla.
I'm here to tell you, well, we're number one in Anguilla.
100%, baby.
I'm here to tell you, he's the worst governor in the history of the state of Minnesota. And he might be the worst governor. Well, he and Newsom are fighting for worst governor in the country.
Right.
And I think on this Western swing for the Walz show, he was ripping Newsom.
In California?
Yeah, he's really, really doing everything he can to position himself as and he uses words like dude, and he's really trying to be the male figure that he thinks constitutes a male figure in this country.
Is he pulling up to people's cars and saying, "Hey, I can change that air filter for you"?
And I've seen some things that I don't bring up because I don't know if it's AI or not. I just can't tell.
You mean on social?
Yeah. I just leave it alone because I have no idea if it's real or not.
Give me an example. Give me one example.
One of him dancing?
Yeah, that's AI.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
There's things like that. You hope it's real, but
Oh, absolutely, and it's all believable. But I won't go with it because I can't tell. For Pete's sake, I can't tell.
Kenny, wouldn't you love to see what Twitter has said as Joe's algorithms?
Oh God. Along those lines, there's about social media. There's so many things that happen on social media that you really, really want to be true. My big one is the kitty litter boxes in the bathrooms. Oh, my God. When somebody told me that, I thought, this is a blessing from heaven. We are going to have so much fun with this. And I spent hours and hours and hours, and I got a hold of kids in high schools in the Twin Cities. And no, none of it's true. And we finally, me and another adult, decided that this was just kids in high school making crap up to mess with the adults.
Sure.
Hey,
it worked.
I want to read you something.
Okay.
This is I follow a site called woodyboater.com. And it's a guy who's in the advertising business, Matt something, I don't know his last name. He's out in Virginia. And every day there's a publication from Woody Boater. And he is now on a crusade to wonder what's happening to and I'm going to link this to Walz. All right.
Here we go.
He's on a crusade now to wonder what is happening to both the collection of old boats and old cars. Where are the young people, right? And he said he's calling it the rise of the dopamine culture. And I think this is germane to what we're talking about. In a slow traditional culture, athletics, play a sport, journalism, read newspapers, video, film and TV, music, albums, images, view on gallery wall, communication, handwritten letters, relationships, courtship and marriage. The same things under fast modern culture. Athletics, watch a sport, journalism, multimedia, video, music, not albums, but tracks, images, view on phone, communication, view on phone, relationships, sexual freedom. Then you go over to dopamine culture, sports, gamble on a sport, journalism, clickbait, video is now short form reels, music, TikToks, images, scroll on phone, communication, scroll on phone, relationships, swipe on an app.
So the point there?
The point is that there's no attention span or deep-rooted knowledge of any American culture, tradition, or history. It's just instantaneous dopamine hits.
Immediate gratification.
Immediate gratification.
Reavers.
Where the key to life is delayed gratification.
Right.
He's right. This is all right. Matt, you're right. Woody Boater. I've submitted stuff to Woody Boater, and he's printed it.
Oh, well.
So there, I feel pretty
They
honored.
printed
I
my
wish I
letter.
was there to pat you
They
on
printed
the
my
back.
letter.
Does that end with a question mark?
What?
Woody Boater?
No. I know what you're doing, Reavers, and I'm not going to entertain your sophomoric foolishness.
The answer, Chris, is duh.
Duh. I'm a guy.
Well, to finish the thought, I want to live where this guy lives.
Sure.
It's Reedville, Virginia.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
And every photo of his property is so intriguing. His access to water is incredible. He's on the water.
You and our mutual friend Tom, I've had this discussion with you guys many, many times about how the old guys are dying off and there's no young kids to take over the boats, the motorcycles, the cars, et cetera, et cetera. Fellas, this stuff costs money, a lot of money. The reason why middle-aged guys buy a Corvette, it has nothing to do with trying to relive their youth or
they finally got the money.
The size of their swimsuit area. They've loved Corvettes